Welcome to Mr. Trenbo. So, I have a lot of work to do on the Lemans because there's just stuff I gotta do. So I gotta work on the electrical system on this thing because a lot of stuff isn't working. Wheels and tires also need to get done because you guys don't like the mismatched wheels and tires, and really neither do I. So I want to get those all matching. Quit jibber jabbering, let's get on it. As you all know, I'm having problems with my lights and such. I had like a dash light that worked, then it stopped, and my tail lights worked, and then they didn't. So I'm thinking I'm kind of having problems with my fuse panel, perhaps. As you can see, these are pretty rusty terminals, and so I pulled it down, and the back is just grody. Well, this can't be helping the situation, so I'm gonna. Well, I already disconnected my battery, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing apart, clean it up just to make sure that I have good contact on everything, because I think this could definitely be a problem. And also, I can't read what's on the front because it's been kind of spray painted on and such. So let me fix this. I'm going to try a little bit of simple green on a rag just to get the heavy dirt knocked off of these wires so I can actually see what color they are and get some documentation of actually where they're going. Here we go, look at that. These wires are actually different colors. Let me get a few snapshots of this so I can get some good documentation, and then I'll pull her out and start cleaning on stuff. Here we go. Out and dirty. Kind of a pain in the butt to get that thing out of there. Unclip those little ones that are kind of pinched in there. So I got a little bit of 120 grit wrapped around a #1 Phillips screwdriver, and that fits in there just easy for cleaning those up. Just kind of spun it in circles, and then a little bit of back and forth action. Yeah, I know it's not perfect, but I think that'll clean it up good enough to make contact. At least it's better than it was. Ground a little, I guess a little grinding wheel down to almost nothing to try and get in here and clean these little terminals. As you can see, I have the upper parts clean as a whistle. This seems to be working. Basically take a flathead screwdriver, mash it down in there like that to kind of spread the terminals a little bit, and then get in there very finely with a kind of like a pencil and clean up as much as I can. And it seems to be working pretty decent. I know what you're saying. You're like, dude, it's Florida. How come you're bundled up? Well, it's March, and for some reason we got a cold snap. So it was like, I don't know, freezing last night. There we go. I think that'll do it. Not sure if you can see that, but man, a laser etcher for your worn out fuse block is definitely the way to go. Looks awesome, and I can actually read them now. Alright, here we are, all nicely restored, cleaned up, back together, and now that it's actually legible, I can see what fuses go where. So I finished putting a little bit of dielectric grease. I did all the terminals on the back. I'm going to do all the terminals on the front before I slip the fuses in there. It'll help them slide in and make contact. There we go, much better. And here's where I cut the old speaker wires. I don't know. I'm going to pull out the back seat, see where those wires go to. Well, here's the big wad of wiring I pulled out of the back seat. This is the speaker wire that was burnt through when I cut. And this is also more speaker wire, and this is for the amp. Ooh, look at that. See, that might have been part of the problem right there. That's bare wiring. It's all melted. There's still this black, there it is. Okay. Ground wire, I guess, they're just solo. Anyway, that's done. Don't need that. Use that for another project. Well, that cleans things up a bit. Nice. No original copy of the Declaration of Independence in here. Oh, I wonder if the build sheet's under the seat. That would be something neat to have. Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of batting. What's behind that? I have no idea. I definitely don't see anything from here. Okay. That can go back in, I suppose. So as I mentioned before, there's not many wires up here in the engine bay. And right there, boom, on the back of my fuse panel, there's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 wires cut off flush. But there's this wire loom that comes down along here, into this bundle. And I was hoping one of these would be horn wire. Maybe one of these was my old temp sensor wire. And maybe one of these is my turn signal wire. That would be awesome. Yep. That one's good. Perfect. Okay, working lights. Hope you can see. Could you use longer bolts? I think not. There we go. Gonna need some gaskets. Hopefully one of them works, or hopefully they light up, hopefully something happens. We're about to find out. Okay, well, the turn signal works. And right turn signal works. Wow, that was just dumb luck that those are on the correct side. I'm gonna say that I got my flasher bulb in the wrong socket. All right, well, job well done for the day, I suppose. Well, they look good. That one's pretty straight. That one, yeah, that one looks like it's pointed a little outward. But you know what? They don't have to point perfectly straight ahead, ladies. They look good, and they work, and they signal. Works for me. We got dash lights. Look at that. So nice. Okay, well, you know that the trunk lock is blown out of this thing. Somebody pulled it out. This is the trunk lock out of a 68 Bonneville that I picked up on a Facebook page. This is the bracket that holds it in place. Now this thing is way too big and bulky to fit. Done. Alright, a little more modification. Had to cut the corner off just to kind of clear some of the jagged metal. You see, it's kind of like trying to make puzzle pieces out of random parts. See if this one fits. Okay, there we go. Through lots of fine tuning and modification, it finally works. Oh, that's nice. Dude, this has to be a joke. That is my oil plug. Are you serious? This thing is a 13/16. What the hell? Absolute. Good Lord, I'm surprised this thing's not hitting the crank. That is just a bolt. Somebody just ran a freaking bolt up in there. That is absolutely crazy. Wow. Okay then, well, that won't be going back in. Oh yeah, also, check out the soup can exhaust repair. Well, what's an old car that, you know, doesn't break down on you every once in a while? So I was driving this thing the other day, and once you know it, I ran out of gas, because my gas gauge still don't work. Put some gas in it, took forever to prime up the fuel filter there, and finally got it home, and the next day I came out and the filter was empty again, and it just wouldn't pick up fuel from the tank. So I took my old pump, the original one that was on there, and I opened it up, and guess what? That check valve was popped out. So I pressed it back in, and with this one, this is where this thing starts to engage the diaphragm and pushes up to, can't do it one-handed. Anyway, this thing has way better travel and more actuating travel than that new pump does. So I'm going to throw this back in, and it should actually work now. Clean it up, of course. Now this thing's dangerously perched up on some rickety old jack stands, and the jack, of course. Time to start cutting out some blown out exhaust pipe, I suppose. Oh, goodness. Okay. Got that piece cut out. There it is right there. Yep, and it looks like my drain plug seal that I put on isn't quite holding, or I need to tighten it up a little bit. But man, this thing is just so stinking solid underneath. Look at these rockers. Just incredible. Yeah, it's kind of crunchy, yucky there. Oh well. It's been kind of bottomed out. Oh well. Just like the oil pan. Okay, well, I got two different sizes. Looks like the 2-inch piece is going to be the winner. Okay, fun part, welding around the exhaust. No, I didn't even pay attention. This isn't even my sanding disc. This is my Scotch-Brite pad. I need to change that out because that's not going to work as well. Yeah, I need a sanding disc. Alright, here we go. So what's the consensus? Should I weld next to the puddle of dripping oil? Sure, why not? I mean, what kind of life you having here if you aren't taking a risk every once in a while, huh? Yeah? Anyone? Okay, not a good enough ground. But I'd cleaned off a chunk on the pipe, put my big mouth vice grips on there, and then clipped onto the vice grips. You know, you do what you gotta do. Alright, that's not good enough. Ooh, 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 booger welds, look at that. It's a lot nicer since I brought out my nice light so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing, because look on that side, much prettier. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. Oh, you know what's wrong on that side? My... I know what's wrong. My ground is attached to that pipe, and I was welding here first. I should have started on there instead of here, because then I have a good ground all the way through. That's why I was barely getting anything. Idiot. Okay, well, other side is now done. I ended up blowing a couple holes in it, so obviously that other pipe is thin. But it's all boogered together, and it should quiet it down quite a bit. I did notice something while I was under here. I looked back here. Why is there a wood screw stuck right there? At first I thought it was like magnetized, but I see it's actually kind of safety wired that's acting as like a cotter pin on my shift linkage. Cool. Oh yeah, and I've tightened that nut 3 times and it still appears to be leaking. So there is a spot on the driveway. Sorry, babe. I'll get it cleaned up eventually. I can use stuff other than exhaust. Now I gotta clean up some rims. They made me keep the old tires too. I gotta figure out what to do with those. Alright. Time to get I don't know, wire wheeling, I guess? Sure. Well, if you saw in my last video, I picked up some awesome vintage mag wheels for the Lemans. These are 14-inch Keystone Rogue rims. They are pretty crusty and corroded and chipped and just nasty looking. I don't want to put them on my car like this, so I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. Hopefully all 4 will come out very nice. This one was probably one of my worst ones, so let me show you how I can do that and get some nice looking wheels put on the Lemans. Stay tuned. Okay, got a little quadruple aught steel wool. See if I can polish these up a little bit. Sorry, the air compressor's running. A little bit of aluminum polish on a air grinder with a rag on it. I think we're getting decent results. Got something that's a little more stable than a bucket. Well, it's getting kind of dark. I got as much as I could polished on this. There's still a few remnants of polishing material right where, you know, it leaves little black marks. And I'm just gonna have to clean it up better. Well, I think that's about as good as this one's gonna get. So, time for this. Okay, see if we can get this painted before it gets too dark. Look at that tape job. You know, the best way to do this is just tape the whole thing and then take a really sharp razor blade, cut around the edges of the spokes and inside the area there, and it cuts really nice and it makes it really fast. Time to shoot some paint. Okay, starting off with some duplicate color caliper black, because I mean it's going on a wheel, so yeah, caliper paint. Woohoo! Remember, always start with light coats. Yeah, I think I'll do one more good coat and call that the job done. Yeah, nice. I think it looks pretty good so far. Time to, you know, do the most satisfying part of this job, removing the tape. I know some of y'all might be thinking right now, is he wearing a Selena shirt? Well, I guess I am. Her birthday, she would have been 50 apparently, was just over the weekend. So happy birthday, Selena. Oh, nice. Not bad, not bad. Okay. I like it. All right. Got the last three all polished up, cleaned up. They are ready for paint. Yeah, I know they look good from this angle. Let you get in close, and as you can see, the paint's all gross. There we go. Last little bit of shh, and these things will be done. Well, still working on the Buick. Got plenty of work left to do on it as far as getting the motor put back together. And it needs tires. I keep telling the wife that we need to get some big fat white walls to put on this thing, at least. But she keeps saying she wants red lines. And I'm like, babe, it's a 30s, 40s car. You don't put red lines on them. But just to appease her, I went ahead and did that. And of course it looks cool. Crap. Well, I guess the Pontiac and the Buick are going to have red lines. Can you do that? Can you have two cars with red line tires? Sure, why not? So, I got these rims, but I needed center caps. I was digging through my stash, and of course, you know, you always got the horde of rando Krager SS caps. We only had 3 of those. I have this Cal Chrome center cap. These ones fit all right. They're a little big, just a skosh. I found this Western cap, and I'm guessing maybe Western Auto. But this thing fits perfect, and it looks totally killer. Let me spin it around. See, look at that. Totally awesome. Anyway, well, I only have one of those, so that doesn't help either. Yeah, I could throw a mismatch or whatever on there, but I'm not that cheap. I will paint my own red lines, but I don't want mismatched caps, even though I have mismatched rims on it right now. So I got a hold of my buddy, Terry, over at AKH Wheels in Washington, and he sent me a brand new set of Keystone caps. Awesome. So, very good deal on those. Those are going to look really good on there. Actually, I think I have one done already. There it is. Yeah, that's the look I'm going for. Anyway, so if you get a chance, head on over to AKH Wheels. Look them up on, you can just Google AKH Wheels, and they have a huge supply of vintage wheels, hubcaps, center caps, lug nuts, just whatever, new and used, stuff that's hard to find, stuff that they don't reproduce anymore. He has a fantastic collection and very reasonable priced. It is, I think his website goes by steel rim, aluminum rim, it goes by car make, model, look it up, but take a look, head on over to AKH Wheels and see what they have available for your vintage hot rod or muscle car. Okay, time to get these thrown on the car, see how they look. Here we go. So, taking this thing out for its first drive to work and coming back with the new wheels and tires, I got kind of a weird kind of, I don't know, noise in the front end. I thought, you know what, I'll go ahead and check my bearings, which they have just a slight bit of play. I mean, it's not horrible. So I took the cap off and look what they used for a cotter pin. It's like a drywall screw. Come on, man. Are cotter pins that hard to come by? Jeez. I'm gonna put my new stud in and replace that with an actual cotter pin. Yeah, alright, easy enough. There we go. Brand new cotter pin, properly installed. I took the play out of it. Spins very nice and smooth, and I got my new stud drawn in. So I can put all 5 lug nuts on this wheel. Yay. Man, that's just about the prettiest darn thing I've ever seen. What do y'all think? Finally a matching set of wheels and tires on there? I like it. Now, a little bit of concern with the red versus the hot pink paint, but I think it looks pretty darn good. Oh yeah, I like it. Well, this thing is looking awesome with these new wheels and tires. I think it looks super sharp. Hope you all like it too. Pretty much that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, good luck with your future projects. God bless. See you next time.